There.
Okay, hey, we're on live. Hey, it's Elke.
And Jen.
And we are here for another Zazzle Tech training on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We come on here in order to help you create a perceivable, passive, profitable business. And that's what we used. Those are our three pillars to make our business as successful as it is on Zazzle. If you're new and this is the first time you're watching us, we have made over 1.5 million take home. That means we've sold about $15 million worth of Zazzle products. And that's why we can talk to you right now, because we have cracked the code. We have figured things out. We were struggling alongside you who might be struggling as well. And we figured it out as to how to make that money on Zazzle. And it's not just about the money, it's the fact that this money allows us to have the lifestyle and the freedoms that we desired. We wanted to be home with our kids. That was me. And Jen wanted to travel. And in order to do that, we couldn't have a regular 9-to-5 job. And therefore, we figured out a way to make money online, which actually right now is so pertinent. Back then in 2008, when we first started, that is also a time when people were looking for another way to make money online through the recession. But back then it wasn't as big a thing, but now it's the go-to. So if you're with us for the first time and realize, wow, I started in 2008 too, and I didn't really pay much attention to how Zazzle could help me. Yes, it's been an incredible transformation in our lives. And so now we are teaching others how to do this too. And we're getting lots of success stories. And I'm so proud and happy for all the people that are coming through our programs and doing so well. So today, what we're going to do is tell you that, like, when we look at our pillars, a business has to be perceivable, passive, profitable. So passive meaning that you don't always have to work like 9-to-5 to get a salary, right? You're not trading time for dollars, but you're going to have to create some sort of thing that makes you dollars. And then in the case of a Zazzle online business, you are using the Zazzle platform to post products for sale, and they're the ones that are working for you, so that you can sit back and see those emails come in, like you see in my Instagram account, where I show you how many emails I get per day that say, hey, those are my sales. Guess what? I'm just like watching those come in. I'm not doing any extra work. I did the work. And so we want to show you how we can help you get that sort of situation happening for you. And also, we're going to talk about the profitable aspect, because making money online isn't always profitable. Some ways that you make money online have to be very investment-based in terms of heavy amount of money you put in, and also your time, so that you actually don't get the money out of it, even though it says it's passive because you can make some money while you sleep. You're still working super hard, whereas we teach our students how to work smarter, not harder, and we make sure that they work in a profitable way. So today we're going to hit on both of those pillars, the passive and the profitable. And Jen is going to show you how we do this to maximize our time, like to get more done, with a very simple thing. It's called copy and paste.
I just want to jump in, and I don't want to say, when you hear the word copy, we're not talking about copying other people's designs.
Yes.
We're talking about taking an element from one of your Zazzle products that you've already created and copying that element and pasting it onto another product that you're going to create.
Yes.
All uniquely your own.
Yes. Yeah. You are working. We don't even talk about that because that's not allowed. It's against the law to copyright infringe. And when you're a Zazzle designer and you're on Zazzle and you think, oh, I'm not making money, I'll just try and do something that looks similar to someone else's who's selling really well, you're, first of all, breaking the law. Second of all, you are not helping yourself create a 6-figure online business. What you're doing is you're trying to do something someone else has already developed. Well, first of all, that only works for a certain amount of time before you even get shut down. But even if it does work and for you, which is sad, but you are not developing your own business. So yes, it's a very good point that you brought in, and we want to make sure that you don't misunderstand what we're doing now. You can't even copy and paste because that's not allowed, and Zazzle doesn't provide that option for you in terms of copying others. What I want you to do is maximize the hours that you are using to work to be most effective with creating a lot of products in your Zazzle store that are already successful. So we're not talking about just making thousands and thousands of products just to swamp the marketplace. We're talking about making those particular products that are already starting to sell for you onto, like taking that design and putting it onto other products so that you can maximize your profitability of something that's already been working for you. And so the very simple technique, which you are going to get shown how to do just now, is to take your current design that's selling well and put it on other products that you have investigated and researched in the marketplace to know that they are the next thing that you should add your design to. It fits, it makes sense. The people, when they see that design, will want to buy it because on that particular product, because your design and that product makes sense to have it on that product. And also that you have thought it through and researched the marketplace and seen that there was a need. So all of these things happened before, but we're talking mainly workflow right now because we want you to not have to start from scratch and grab all of your original photographs and graphic design elements and recreate the same product design on a new product. We want to lessen your work, increase your profitability by taking a current design that you already have in your store, not someone else's, and you're going to use that design as a template to make a new design. So let's take it away.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to get started. I'm going to have to share the entire screen, so bear with me for a moment when there's a weird inception thing happening, like right now.
Ooh, I love that.
Okay. All right. So we are logged into our sample store, which we've created for our students. And also,
by the way, this is a copyrighted store as well. You can't just copy these designs. Very important. The word copy means so many different things.
Yes.
So here it's not anything to do with copyright, and please respect copyright.
And we have had problems with free trainings like this where people, when we found you, we've seen there are designs on Zazzle where literally I make a design on a free training, and a couple days later, there is an exact copy
of people.
or an exact copy, or there's a slight variation of it. But it's literally what I just made on the free training. And we want to make that very clear that people should create their own. This free training is to give you an example of what you can do. It's not to show you what you should be doing and exactly copying the products that I'm creating. And I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but it's very, very important to us that every one of you, as a Zazzle designer, you create unique designs and bring those to the marketplace. Because first of all, it just is not very nice behavior. Second of all, it's illegal. And then third of all, you're not creating your own brand. You're creating a version of somebody else's because you think that they're selling or that it's going to sell, or you're copying them because they're popular and you're realizing that they're making sales. This is not okay. We want Zazzle to be...
And you won't make money this way for the long run, and we want you to be successful 13 years later like we are, where we've created our own unique designs, and that's why we're still so successful, and that's what we want for you, a long-term online business.
Yes.
Okay, so keep going.
So
I think we've covered that.
Yes. So. Well, I'm on the product that we've created in the sample store. So this is a monogram K with a chevron background. And what I'm going to do is, because Christmas time is coming up, I'm going to create an ornament. And this is what Elke was speaking about doing market research. I don't have any ornaments in the store, and I know that people buy ornaments during Christmas. Obviously, when you watch this video in the future, it's not going to be Christmas time or it's not going to be relevant, but you can figure out what kind of things are happening in the seasons, and then also what kind of things are popular and trending, like what are people buying. So you're going to go into the edit design.
On your first one,
On your first one. And you're going to have the design tool pop up. And for anyone who has a Mac and probably a PC too, you click Shift and then you click on the first and then the last layers. Or somehow you select all, and literally
you can also do it in the tool,
and literally what we're going to do is we're either going to, on the keyboard, do your Control Copy, or you can go up to the Edit button here and you can say Copy. And now we're going to shift over to the new product, and we're going to say Add Image, And what we're going to do now is go to the layers, because there's no layers on right here. And sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. If you do control paste, nothing happens. Or if you do edit paste, nothing happens. And you can actually see that edit the paste button is not actually available for you to click. You literally have to add an element. And so what I like to do is just go in, add a piece of text. And then now, because you do have a layer, when you go back, you can do the paste button on the keyboard or the edit paste, and it will be there. This is just some sort of weird glitch, but if you're having problems and you're like, the copy and paste function isn't working, it's because you don't have a layer already on the Zazzle product. Now you can go in and you can easily delete that little comma that I put in. Now, obviously, we have to do some rearranging to make sure that the product looks good and to edit properly so that everything is covered in terms of the bleed lines. If you're just joining us now, you want to make, like, in terms of ever designing on Zazzle, you want to make sure that the pattern or whatever background you have goes past the red line, because you want to make sure that it's all filled out. And then the green line is your safe zone. So anything for text and photo should be inside there, unless it's a template photo that's covering the whole background. And then the blue line is kind of like your in-between, where you should watch out. Now we're going to grab the circle. The grid lines on Zazzle are really great because they lock in and tell you where the center is. Now you can make it bigger. And then if you're literally just copying and pasting, then you're done here. And you can see that now I've created an ornament from the work that I did previously on the laptop case. And here, because it is an ornament, you maybe want to have a different element of customization. Now you can easily go in and add text, and you can put in, what's a K last name? Ketchum family 2020. And then we can have that on the bottom here underneath the K. Make this very much smaller. Very much smaller. This is what also happens too, is when you have a text that's bigger and then you've resized it and made it a lot smaller, sometimes it disappears. Don't worry, it's there. It's bumped up to the top, and unfortunately you can't see it. So I would resize it again, make it bigger, and then reposition it so that you can find it, because that's happened to me a couple times too. So just going to pull that up, and there we go. And then now you have, I know I've added this element here, but you want to make sure obviously that you're creating enough text for the bounding boxes for it to be customizable. So if you put a longer or shorter name in, then it bumps it out. But I just wanted to give you a preview of what it would look like with the text in it.
Mm-hmm. And now you do. And now there's a second element to the copy and paste, because this ornament has a back. Mm-hmm. Then now you work on the front element as is. And then as soon as you're ready, and also Jen should add a template field to the Ketchum family before we forget. And then after everything is perfect on the front, you again use the copy and paste option, where you're going to copy all the layers from the front and add them to the back. And by having everything set first on the front, your design and your templates fields all marked properly and set properly, then it makes it so much easier. You don't have to recreate the back design. You just have to take it from the front and copy it and paste it to the back.
Yeah, so I've created a template from here. You click on the text layer, and then you scroll down here on the right hand side, and then there is this toggle that says make this object a template. Want to make sure that this template works properly or is the right template that you want to use before you copy and paste, because I also have made the mistake where I've copied all the layers and then I go and I paste them onto the back, and then all of a sudden I decide, oh, I actually on the back I want to have a different wording. And then so when I change this text field and say I want to say 2021, then actually this has changed on the front because they're connected. They're both one template. So if, for example, you copy and paste, but then you realize you want to have different text on the front than on the back, make sure you remove the template option on the text you want to change and then add it again so that they're two different templates rather than one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But what we also like is that we don't actually have too much different on the front and the back, because the customer doesn't really like the surprise of having something else on the back that isn't something that they saw when they wanted to like click on the thumbnail and see it. And also, if you do have different text on the back, sometimes it's hard for the customer to understand where that extra piece of text is, because they're actually filling it out based on what they see on the front image. And therefore, they might even think that they don't need to fill that other text out that you have as a template field. And then you'll get returns because the customer will have your sample text on the back. And so we want to make sure it's nice and easy, always passive, always profitable. So in this tech training, not only did we talk about the copy and paste, we talked about a lot of the elements that as to why we're using this, so that we can become more profitable and more passive, right? If you've made it a passive option because now you set up the templates properly and you don't have to do the work fixing it, dealing with returns, dealing with creating the new product after Zazzle tells you that you're getting a lot of returns and you have to take it down and remake it. Those are passive things that we're trying to help you avoid. Or sorry, those are things that we're trying to help you avoid so it stays passive as your business. And also the profitability, because we don't want customers to make you like have this image of you and your store that, hey, this person gave me a bad experience. We want to make sure the customer has the best experience possible, so they'll come back and shop often and more. And whatever that you have to offer, they will keep coming back to your store. And so the things that Jen just showed you are key. I want you to watch it over and over again, because there's actually a lot of little gems in there that Jen just kind of naturally does, because we're so used to doing all of these wonderful things just by thinking without even thinking. But there's so many little nuggets in there. So hopefully today's session has been incredibly valuable. And yeah, Jen, there's more where that came from. We help our students all the time like this. So if you're interested in learning more about it, let us talk with you and see how you need your help with your Zazzle business, even in these tiny little things, which makes such a huge difference in your passive option for making your business passive and your profitability in your business.
Okay, so have a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next training. Bye.
Bye.